Very good morning, children. Today we are going to begin our Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory chapter, which was left. And yesterday we have almost finished the chapter. Only the last part and half part of the third portion was left. So let us have a look today. Right. Where have we finished yesterday? Yeah. So I shall begin with this after lunchtime. And I do hope that you people have done your homework. I have asked you already to read the chapter for a better clarity, as this chapter is quite mysterious. So, for your own understanding, you can have a better hold on it if you are reading it on your own. So, let's get started. After lunchtime, Bipin Babu realized that he couldn't possibly carry on sitting at his desk and working. This had never happened in the 25 years he had been with the firm. He had a reputation for being a tireless, conscientious worker, but today his head was in a whirl. Back home at 2:30, Bipin Babu lay down in bed and tried to gather his wits together. He knew that it was possible to lose one's memory through an injury in the head, but he didn't know of a single instance of someone remembering everything except one particular incident, and a fairly recent and significant one at that. He had always wanted to go to Ranchi. To have gone there, done things, and not to remember was something utterly impossible. So, children, I have explained you about this last three lines, right? Yesterday only. Once again, I'm reiterating the same thing, that how the author has said the same thing in so many different ways each and every time. Here, Bipin Babu is not at all ready to accept and believe that how can he be to Rachi, which he always wanted to, and he has done so many good things, but he does not have any memory of the same. So it was impossible for him to believe that. At 7:30, Bipin Babu's servant came and announced, Chunni Babu, sir, says it's very important. Now the helper, the male servant is informing Bipin Babu that his friend has come, Chunni Babu, and Chunni says that it's very important. Bipin Babu knew what Chunni had come for. Chunni Lal had been at school with him. He would have been um, having a he had been, not would have, he had been having a rough time lately and had been coming to see him about a job. Bipin Babu knew it was not possible to do anything for him, and in fact told him so, but Chunni kept turning up like a bad penny. Now, bad penny means appearing at a place where one is not welcome. Bipin Babu sent word that not only was it not possible for him to see Chunni now, but not in several weeks. So he was quite clear. He was already bogged down by all these thoughts which were going on in his head. He was struggling hard to find out the clue that can help him in reminiscing all those moments spent in Rachi, but he is every time being dejected. He's not getting something which can help him in remembering the things, so he's already very much in trouble. And in such an instance where Chuni has again come up, he really does not want to see him. And so the same he said through the servant, that he will not be able to see him right now, uh, and not anytime sooner. That is why the author has written, but not in several weeks. Means for coming several weeks, uh, Mr. Bipin is not able to see Chunni. But as soon as the servant stepped out of the room, it struck Bipin Babu that Chunni might remember something about the 1958 trip. There were no harm in asking him. There was no harm in asking him. So there is a sudden thought in his head that why not ask Chunni about this 1958 trip? And he is into it. He has changed his mind. Now what happens next? Bipin Babu hurried down the stairs and into the living room. Chunni was about to leave, but seeing Bipin Babu appear, he turned round hopefully. Bipin Babu didn't beat about the bush. What is the meaning of this line? Bipin Babu didn't beat about the bush. It means that he was totally not going to speak anything which is out of context. He is going to talk to him directly to the point, right? Listen, Chunni, I want to ask you something. You have a good memory and you have been seeing me off and on for a long time. Just throw your mind back and tell me, did I go to Ranchi in 1958? Now, see, so many, verbal phrases have come here. Have a look, off and on. It means now and then, every now and then. जब कभी मन चाहता है वो चुनी लाल आ जाते थे किसके पास बिपिन बाबू के पास so the same thing has been expressed through off and on now and then throw your mind back what does it mean throw your mind back means think back and recall a past event right so let's see what is going on between these two man and these two persons all right so he has already popped the question before Chuni and what he has to reply Chuni said 1958. It must have been 58. Or was it 59? So he seems to be in speculative mood. You're sure that I did go to Ranchi? Chunni's look of amazement was not unmixed with worry. Means he was shown worried also. Okay? He was amazed and he was worried too. Do you mean you have doubts about having gone at all? What is the meaning of this sentence? Chunni is asking here to Bipin, it means you have doubt. It means somewhere you are of this opinion that you have not visited this place at all. So the same is asked by Chunni through this statement here. Did I go? Do you remember clearly? Chunni sat down on the sofa, fixed Bipin Babu with a long hard stare and said, Bipin, have you taken to drugs or something? As far as I know, you had a clean record where such things were concerned. I know that old friendships don't mean much to you, but at least you had a good memory. You can't really mean that you've forgotten about the Raji trip. Bipin Babu had to turn away from Chuni's incredulous stare. Do you remember what my last job was? Asked Chunni Lal. Now he's testing, cause he has having some doubts on Chunni. The way he has asked this question to Chunni, it has made him suspicious. Now Chunni is asking, so do you remember what my last job was? Of course, you worked in a travel agency. You remember that, and you don't remember that it was I who fixed up your railway booking for Ranchi? I went to the station to see you off. One of the fans in your compartment was not working. I got an electrician to fix it. Have you forgotten everything? Whatever is the matter with you? Huh? Whatever is the matter with you? You don't look too well. Bipin Babu sighed. Sighed means taking a heavy breath. Ah, like that. And shook his head. I've been working too hard, he said at last. That must be the reason. Must see about consulting a specialist. So here Chunni Babu has suggested Bipin that please go and visit a doctor. You do not look well, right? So do take care. Doubtless it was Bipin's condition which made Chuninal leave without mentioning anything about a job. Paresh Chanda was a young physician with a pair of bright eyes and a sharp nose. He became thoughtful when he heard about Bipin Babu's symptoms. Look, so now what is going on? Now, on the confirmation of Chunilal, he has confirmed, right? And the way he has retorted, he has teased Bipin. How? Here. Of course, you worked in a travel agency when Bipin replied with his question that what was his last job, Chunni's last job. So Chunni has taken a dip. He has teased him by asking that then how can you not remember that it was I who fixed up your railway booking for Rachi, and even I went to see you off. So now he's completely bogged down, and he has accepted that something is really not well with him, and he succumbed to his suggestion that he should see a doctor. So he really went to a doctor. And who is this doctor? The doctor's name is Paresh Chanda. Okay, Paresh Chanda. He was a young physician with a pair of bright eyes and a sharp nose. He became thoughtful. He became thoughtful um, when he heard about Bipin Babu's symptoms. Look, Dr. Chanda, said Bipin Babu desperately. Desperately means can't wait for something. They are dying to, get to the point, and they want their misery somehow to get over. They just want to get out of that situation. So he is so desperate. You must cure me of this horrible illness. I can't tell you how it's affecting my work. Who is saying all these things? Bipin Babu to Paresh Chanda. Okay, and who is Paresh Chanda? He's a young physician. Physicians are people who are like general doctors, and they will look up, they will treat to their patients, clients, or whatever illness they have. And if something serious is like happening with the person, in specific, say with heart or maybe something with a limb, so then they may direct you to some specialist, say orthopedic, maybe a heart surgeon. All right, so now what's happening next? Dr. Chanda shook his head. You know what, Mr. Chaudhary? He said, I've never had to deal with a case such as yours. Frankly, this is quite outside my field of experience, but I have one suggestion. I don't know if it will work, but it's worth a try. It can do no harm. Bipin Babu leaned forward anxiously. As far as I can make out, said Dr. Chanda, and I think you are of the same opinion. You must have been to Rachi, but due to some unknown reason, the entire episode has slipped out of your mind. What I suggest is that you go to Rachi once again. The sight of the place may remind you of your trip. This is not impossible. More than that. So the doctor is asking Bipin Babu to visit to Rachi to have a look, glance, visit of all the places that he has been already in the past, right? Now, more than that, doctor continues, more than that I cannot do at the moment. इससे ज़्यादा मैं अभी इस moment पे कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूँ. I'm prescribing a nerve tonic and a tranquilizer. Sleep tranquilizer is a medicine to reduce stress and anxiety. So, do you think that Mr. Bipin was in so much of anxiety and he was stressed? Yes, he was definitely stressed since he met Parimal Ghosh first, right? At the beginning of the chapter itself. So he has prescribed some medicines, nerve tonic, tranquilizers. Sleep is essential, or the symptoms will get more pronounced, right? Pronounced means symptoms ज़्यादा बढ़ जाएंगे अगर आपने अपना ध्यान अच्छे से नहीं रखा तो. सो आपको टाइम पे मेडिसिन लेनी है. Vipin Babu felt somewhat better the next morning. After breakfast, he rang up his office, gave some instructions, and then procured a first class ticket for Rachi for the same evening. So, now, children, we are here on the fourth part of the chapter, and the questions, I think you should do it all on your own. They are not much tricky and tough. You can surely come across it. Say who was Chunni Lal and what did he want from Bipin Babu? Why was Dr. Chanda puzzled? What was unusual about Bipin Babu's loss of memory? So, children, just give it a try, and surely you shall be answering these questions, especially when you have read the chapter on your own. So, in case if you haven't, first read it. All right, so moving ahead. Getting off the train at Rachi next morning, he realized at once that he had never been there before. He came out of the station, took a taxi, and drove around the town for a while. He realized that the streets, the buildings, the hotels, the bazaars, the Morabadi hill, this is a place, right? With none of these had he the slightest acquaintance यानी जान पहचान। वो वहां पे दोबारा से आ गया, उसने वो सारी जगह देख ली, तब भी उसको कुछ याद नहीं आ रहा है। उसे बार बार ये फीलिंग आ रही है कि मैं कभी इस जगह पे आया ही नहीं। तो ये कैसे हो सकता है कि मैं रांची आऊं, इतनी सारी चीजों को मैं देखूं, साइट सीइंग करूं, और फिर मुझे कुछ याद क्यों नहीं आ रहा है? सो ही इज वेरी डिटर्मिन्ड दैट ही हैज नेवर बीन टू दिस प्लेस। वुड अ ट्रिप टू द हुद्रू फॉल्स हेल्प? नाउ ही इज थिंकिंग among his, in his own heart, not among, in his own heart. He didn't believe so, but at the same time he didn't wish to leave with the feeling that he hadn't tried enough. So he arranged for a car and left for Hudru in the afternoon. Okay, now at 5 o'clock the same afternoon in Hudru, two Gujarati gentlemen from a group of picnickers discovered Bipin Babu lying unconscious beside a boulder. Now, what is a boulder? Boulder is a piece of rock, right? When he came round, the first thing Bipin Babu said was, "I'm finished. There is no hope left." Okay, because why did he say so? Because he was totally in chaos. At one point, he has all the evidence of being at Rachi. People are saying different episodes and experiences to Bipin Babu, and they are expressing their amazement and surprise too, that how can Bipin Babu forget this incident? And on the contrary, when Bipin himself, at the behest of the physician, has come to visit this place, so what is he feeling? He has got this feeling that he has never been to this place, right? And he is at the same time he's very much now lost. He has lost every hope, and he is finally of the conclusion, no hope left. So now it's very interesting to see what happens next. Next morning, Bipin Babu was back in Calcutta. He realized that there was truly no hope for him. Soon he would lose everything: his will to work, his confidence, his ability, his balance of mind. Everything was being affected, and he is quite sure that soon he would lose everything. What is this everything? His work, his confidence, his balance of mind, his ability, right? Was he going to end up in the asylum at? Now, these three dots are what? Are ellipses, kind of punctuation mark. Okay, spelling is this ellipsis, right? Ellipsis. Okay, so this ellipsis is indicating that there is already uh, a moment where the author has talked about uh, Bipin's brother, how he was once in the asylum and he died insane. So he is referring to the same asylum. Who? Bipin. In his own thoughts. Bipin Babu couldn't think anymore. Back home, he rang up Dr. Chanda and asked him to come over. Look at Bipin Babu. He looks so troubled. He's on his bed and this might be his servant. So back home, he rang up Dr. Chanda and asked him to come over. Then, after a shower, he got into bed with an ice bag clammed on his head. Just then, the servant brought him a letter which someone had left in the letterbox, a greenish envelope with his name in red ink on it. Wow, what is this now? It all looks very, captivating. One cannot think of anything else but is looking forward to what happens next in the story. That's how it is captivating. Above the name, it said urgent and confidential. In spite of his condition, Bipin Babu had a feeling that he ought to go through the letter. कंडीशन उनकी बहुत ख़राब है, वो बहुत ही वीक फील कर रहे हैं, लेकिन फिर भी लेटर का इस तरीके से अर्जेंट एंड कॉन्फिडेंशियल देख के, टाइटल देख के उनसे रहा नहीं गया। उन्हें करना तो नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन ओ टू उन्हें देखना चाहिए लेटर क्या है, क्या कह रहा है, व्हाट इज दिस लेटर? He tore open the envelope and took out the letter. This is what he read. Dear Bipin, I had no idea that affluence would bring about the kind of change in you that it has done. Was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck? I have no money, so my resources are limited. What I have is imagination, a part of which I used in retribution of your unfeeling behavior. Well, you will be all right again now. A novel I have written is being considered by a publisher. If he likes it enough, it will see me through the next few months. Your Chunni Lal. Now, children, if you reread the letter, you will get to know that actually this letter is the climax. This letter actually unfolds the things in true light. So it was Chunni Lal who has planned all these, story writing, and it was he who, along with Parimal Ghosh and Dinesh Mukherjee and with these two people and including the servant also, it was all a part of this trick. He tricked Bipin. He wanted to teach him a lesson. Somehow he wanted to make him realize that how rude and how cold he has become. He has no concern, care left for his so dear and old friend. So it was Chunni who had planned all this trick, and in reality Mr. Bipin had never been to Rachi, right? So that's how when Dr. Chanda came, Bipin Babu said, I'm fine. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Rachi. A unique case, said Dr. Chanda. I shall certainly write about it in a medical journal. The reason why I sent for you, said Bipin Babu, is that I have a pain in the hip from a fall I had in Rachi. If you could prescribe a painkiller, right? So children, what is happening in these lines? So now, before opening this letter, uh, Bipin had already called for the physician, and when the physician was on his way, and on the other hand, Chunni's letter is being read by Bipin. So he has got to know that what is all happening with him for all past these days. It was Chunni Lal who was teaching him a lesson actually, and he was really, really, dejected. He was really broken by this cold behavior of Bipin. He had stopped giving him any, I mean, when you start ignoring your friend when the friend of yours is in the most dire need, he was really looking for his praiseworthy words, comforting words. But what Bipin Babu was doing, he has been ignorant, and suddenly he felt that how careless, how ruthless, how cold hearted he had become, that he almost forgotten the bad situation of his such old dear friend. And considering the actual position of himself, he realized, and he did say a lie to the doctor. He said that, oh, Dr. Chanda, I shall certainly, I'm fine. What he actually said is, I'm fine. It all came back as soon as I got off the train at Rachi. Means everything is well, and I shall certainly write about it in the medical journal. So, um, in a way, he did tell a lie to doctor that he was feeling okay, and the actual reason that he called up the doctor was he had a pain in the hip from a fall in Rachi. So if he could prescribe a painkiller to Bipin, that's what he told the doctor. And he further said that now he had remembered everything, and everything is quite well. The moment he went to Rachi, he got off at the station. He remembered each and everything. Everything seemed to be okay now. But that was not the case. And he realized that what actually was happening in his back, right? Children, with this, the mysterious story by Satyajit Ray has come to an end. And I do hope that you have understood and do all the comprehension check. I shall discuss this in my next lecture, or probably will be sharing the PDF of this chapter on the WhatsApp group, right, children? So, see you in my next lecture, and give it a reading. You may read it twice, thrice, and you'll get to know, right? So, have a good day.